yourself?
I think that if Mark tells me that I'm out of line, I'll be able to come down faster than if somebody else told me to come. I was
So
out of
you've
line.
also been known to be a liar.
At the end of the day, don't let me get started on you. All right. At the end of the day, I respect Mark, and I've respected Mark my whole life, and not just because people say he looks like my dad, which he does look like my dad. But it's because the things that he's done in this business are things that I want to do, and he knows how to get there, and he did it at a time where it was harder for black men to do it. So I have nothing but respect for Mark Henry. So if Mark Henry tells me, hey man, you need to calm down, you need to get yourself together, then I'm gonna get myself together. But for Trinity Dan's sake, I hope that's what happens. Because if Mark don't stop me, ain't nobody gonna stop me. And that red streak on his head ain't gonna be his hair dye.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Question?
Yes,
Hold on. TV6, go ahead.
yeah, Mark, why do you think this is a good matchup? It might seem like a really straightforward question, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
It goes back to the Bible. Good and evil, and then you also have stories like David and Goliath. Goliath made his mistakes. He underestimated David. And I hope that AJ Francis is not going to go into this match thinking that he's going to just show up and things are going to happen. And I hope on David's part, which would be Trinity Dan, that he does not fall prey to the fact that there is a man that's bigger, a man that has more skins on the wall. Just because you have a lot of trophies don't mean you won't lose. I've been world champion in 3 different sports. And at some point in my career, which even I always say iron wears out. The time comes for you to stop or you will lose. And it's a possibility that if AJ Francis walks into the show tomorrow, that he will lose. So that's why I think that this match is important.
Any rules in particular in this match? Are you allowed to use chairs, sticks, anything like that?
Well, the stipulations have not been finalized. They will be finalized and announced tomorrow before the match. But if foreign devices are not allowed, that will be one of my roles to play at ringside.
So Tom, where's your opponent? How do you feel about him not being here?
Oh, it's typical Pope, isn't it? He's he's probably off playing on his phone, or I don't know, having a conversation with his mother or something. I don't know. It's no surprise. He's a big league and he's not here. So, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Pope needs to take a good hard look in the mirror tonight. Call his mum, call his kids, call his family, and tell them, look, I'm going into a match with Tom, and I might not be surviving that match, so I love you guys. Tell them, Pope, tell your family you love them tonight before you go to bed, please. There'll be more than one person's last match tomorrow night.
You hear that, Trinity Dan?
I think he was talking about yours.
Any questions for Paola?
Yeah. So what made the decision from an actor to a wrestler? What made you change?
It was a documentary I watched, Fighting with My Family, just practically a documentary of Paige. And I just felt like that I did so many things in my life that I never feel like complete. And as soon as I took my first bump, I was like, I can do this. And yeah, I feel like I have so much passion for this that I want to learn. I'm just ready to learn more and more. And I'm just ready to show the Caribbean all that I've learned in the past year. And it's going to be Jocelyn. She doesn't know what is waiting for her. It's going to be a hell of a match.
So what would you say is your defining style as a wrestler? Do you have a signature move that you perhaps look out for?
I like the name of my finisher, which is the Colombian necktie. It's very famous in there, so it is really good.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
One more question. Mark, are you going to bring some of your fellow superstars to Trinidad?
I plan on it. In the future, I very likely think that there will be some top superstars that will be coming to Trinidad and the Caribbean islands.
And I'm bringing some of mine too. I ain't gonna lie to you. After I take care of Trinidad tomorrow, I'm gonna make sure that my people back home, all the superstars that I know how easy the money is out here in Trinidad.
Wow.
Empty barrels make the most noise.
Fine.
I just have like about 3 more questions.
Go ahead.
Please.
3? All right.
If possible.
Let's go.
For Ms. Mayfield, you mentioned the Colombian necktie. Is it similar to a Peruvian necktie?
I'm sorry?
Your finisher, the Colombian necktie. Is it similar to a Peruvian necktie?
No.
Oh, so I haven't seen it. The other question I want to ask you is, considering 1 year in the business to be around people such as Mark Henry, Mr. Latimer, and stuff like that, you could just express like how that makes you feel, or
For me, it's a privilege. I know there's so many wrestlers that they will love to be sitting in here. And it's not just, as I feel like it's a learning. It's learning. I hear them. I every time that they talk, I'm just paying attention because I'm very new in the business. And it's a privilege. I don't have words to express it, but I know that for me, it's just taking advantage of this moment. And I know that somebody else will do the same. And I love it. I feel like and this is just the beginning.
awesome. Tom, you have an awesome match. I quit match with Nick Aldis. This is kind of big hit on YouTube. As far as British wrestlers concerned, I don't know if you know Trinidad, we used to be under British rule. So we have a lot of British ties. We still use the same laws, British laws and stuff like that. Now back in the day, just like 20 years ago, we had Regal, they had the gentleman Chris Adams, and now we have a ton of English. Now we always know we always had good English guys, but they never get that mainstream like on WWE or WCW or whatever it is, right? With wrestling going through a renaissance now, and so much good guys coming from England, you know, how does it feel to, you know, to be representing England, English wrestling, especially like on a big scale, like internationally, with especially things like NXT UK, NWA, and all that kind of stuff. You could just talk about that, please?
Yeah, I'm 35 now. I started training to be a wrestler when I was 16, and back then the school that I found was just a few dirty mats on a gym floor, and ran by some old World of Sport veterans, and you know, that's how I learned for the first year, was taking bumps on these mats, thin layer of mat on concrete. And now, like you say, it's gone through its boom period, and now you've got a PC center at in the UK, and guys get to train there all the time and have access to rings and promo stuff. And, you know, it's pretty amazing. I never thought it would evolve to what it has. So it's an awesome thing, and definitely if you're a English wrestler now getting into the job, you should definitely be proud and also grateful and thankful that you have these opportunities now, and you do have these doors that weren't there, when I was getting into the job. So yeah, it's an amazing thing, and you've got so many talents coming from the UK. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just in the British blood. I don't know, but from guys from Scotland, Wales, there's always a bunch of good talent coming out of there. So it took me a little bit longer. It was a harder road for me, but to everyone else though who's getting into the job or whatever, just know how blessed you are, and that and don't take it for granted.
Awesome. And last but not least, a question for the entire panel. So I'll just rotate the phone like this. So